Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new old school RuneScape video tier list, and this one was again 19 Aussie 96 commented, thanks mate, pets next. So we're going from bosses to the old school RuneScape pets tier list, so I hope you all enjoy it. Let's get straight into it. Straight into it here, so starting with the pet rock, I'm going to give this a F tier list. Not really one pet that I would really call it a pet, to be honest, but it's something I use for DKs like most players, so that's handy in that aspect. But yeah, that gets an F. The Abyssal pet from the Guardians of the Rift, I actually do have this one. I'm going to give it a solid B. I don't mind that one for the Abyssal creature look. Omelette from the Great Olm, I'm going to give this a A. So probably end up mid A soon enough, but it's a pretty nice pet, and obviously the first raids pet's pretty special, and the Metamorphosis probably would bring it up to an S, but I'm going to give it a solid A. This is a pet from the Whisperer. I'm going to give this a C. It's probably not one of my favorites, to be honest, but yeah, I'd probably give that a C from what I've seen. Dark Core, I'm going to give it a high A tier for the Dark Core, which is also the Corporal Beast. This will probably be one of the highest A tier pets in the game for me. And I do prefer the Dark Core look over the Corporal Beast, which is probably unpopular opinion, but that's just me. For the Mechanical Toy Cat, I'm going to give it a low B. It's just a pretty cool pet. It's been in the game for a while. Being a mechanical pet that you can make from construction, it's pretty cool. This is a Vardavus pet. I'm going to give it a high B. Looks like one of those zombie marines from Halo. That's what it reminds me of. So yeah, I think that one's pretty cool. The cat, I'm gonna give it a D. Actually, it's not one of my favorites, to be honest. I prefer the Hellcat and the Mechanical Cat to this one, but yeah, I do have all of the cat colors. Vedion, I'm going to give this a solid A tier. I think just after the Dark Core, actually. Pretty cool that you can metamorphose it, and it's one of the coolest wieldy pets in my opinion. The Alchemical Hydra pet, I'm going to give an S tier. Yeah! I just think the metamorphoses on it are pretty dope. Hair can go lightning, flame, and then also the charcoal sort of color, and the heads deplete just like the boss fight with each metamorphosis. So that's obviously a lot more players have it now, but back in the day every player was going for this. Pretty much 2019, that was the pet to have. This is they got all the DK pets, I think. I'm going to give this one in particular an A tier. I think this is one of the coolest looking Dagonoth pets. I think it's the mage one. Hellcat, I'm going to give a low B tier with the Mechanical Cat, because it's just such a classic with RFD. What is RFD, shit? The Recipe for Disaster Quest line. Kraken, I like the boss, but the pet I'm not massive on. I think I'm going to give it a low C tier.
Fantastic.
The Guardian, I'm going to give a low A tier. Probably just ahead of the DK. Rock Golem, I'm going to give a D, high D tier. I'm not a big fan of the Rock Golem.
Are you serious?
Smolcano is it, I think? I'm going to give it a... I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm going to give it a B in front of the cats. Jad is an easy S tier just because of how classic it is in the game, and also the metamorphosis to the gel does can't even. Are you serious? Right. The Jad metamorphosis pet anyway, whatever it's called. Bitch. You know, the one you get from the challenges. So I'll have to do Inferno and then knock those challenges out for that one, because I got that one in game in 2016, and it's definitely one of my favourite pets in the game. And the boss is just a classic from 2005. The Leviathan, I'm definitely going to put as an S tier pet. It's one of the coolest Desert Treasure pets in my opinion. And just the boss is probably one of the tougher ones with the Awakening, so it's a bit of a flex to have that one. Skatiza I'm going to give a high B tier. It's one of my favourite demonic pets with the purple, and I still don't have this even after like 30 or so, or over 30 boss kills, so it is taking its time. I know some people got it in like the 5th drop or whatever, but for me, I'm still grinding that one. The DK I'm going to give a... I'm going to put it behind Vardavus. I think it's pretty cool, the DK one. It's very plain though, but a classic boss. The Avatar is one of the different models in game. I'm just going to give that high B tier in front of Skatizo pet, just because it's got a different model, and it's one of the cool parts about the game where we make these new pets that are like, you know, from old bosses from content from Star Wars. Agility pet I'm going to give... I've got this pet and I do really like it. I'm probably going to give it a... I'm going to put it back here just after this Avatar, the Solar Wars Avatar, because you can metamorphose it in the red and black one, which is really cool, and it is quite rare for the skilling one. Next pet I'm going to give a high A tier behind the Dark Core pet. That's a pretty cool one. Bissell pet, I got this one too. I'm actually going to give this an S tier. I think it is, if they had the sire thing, it would be even cooler, like having the little thing, but I think the big Abyssal pet is really dope.
Right on, man.
I'm going to give the Beaver a high D tier. It's not one of my favorites,
to be honest with you.
but you can metamorphose it now. Actually, no. Now that you can metamorphose it, I'm going to put it up. You can do the pheasant and the fox. No, I'm going to put it up S tier now.
Fantastic.
Change of mind. Chaos Elemental. This is going to be a high C tier.
Get out of here!
The Chompy Bird, this is an S tier. My favourite pet. So obviously this is all subjective, and some people might think it's not a great pet.
What is this shit?
But for me, with this being subjective in my tier list, I got the Chompy Bird pet well up there. It's my favourite pet. Got it in 2015, I think, as a Zerka Pure, level 100, and it was a bit of a flex for me with that account. And I've just always loved Chompy Bird hunting. For some reason, it reminds me of like duck hunt, but old school RuneScape style. So yeah, definitely S tier. Herbie, I'm gonna put this as a... Just trying to think. I'm gonna put it as a low B tier.
Right on, man.
But yeah, it's a pretty cool pet. Not a big fan of the Nightmare, but the actual... What do you call it? The Fasani Nightmare pet, I'm definitely a fan of. So I'm going to give that a high A tier just because of the metamorphosis option it has. But if it didn't, I'd give it probably a high C tier. Musper, I'm not a massive fan of, even though I have this pet. I'm going to give it behind the Abyssal pet. The metamorphosis is cool. If they had the purple black metamorphosis for it when it like does the teleporting phase shift, I definitely would give this like a high A tier, but they don't. This is from Winterdot, this bird pet. the Phoenix. So I'm going to give this a high S tier because of the Metamorphosis option. And I do like the bird pets in this one, flies, so it's one of my favourites. So hopefully I'll get that one day. Smoke Devil pet I still don't have after like nearly 5k kills, which is annoying. And it's a really cool pet. I'm going to give it a... I'm going to put it ahead of Vardavis, actually, behind Skatizo. It's been out for a while too. Zura pet I got. I think this is easily a high A tier pet.
It is time to
just
drain
behind the Dark Core pet with the Metamorphosis. It's a classic pet to have. A lot of people have it, but a lot of bots probably do because Zora is one of the most heavily botted bosses in the game.
Yes, absolutely.
This is from the Tombs of Muscat, this boss. Gonna give it with the Metamorphosis options in low S tier for me. The Sara is definitely an S tier for me. I'm gonna put this as ahead of the Abyssal pet. It's a really cool, and the artwork is very detailed on it. The Armadillo pet's the highest rating we're gonna get today. It's a high S tier for me. It's just a big flying bird. Been out for a while, and it's just a classic boss. One of my favourite bosses to just grind. So hopefully one day I'll get this one because it's definitely one of my favourite bird pets in the pet and game in general.
Right on, man.
Chin Chomper. Gonna give this a high A tier because you can metamorphose it into like a yellow Pikachu looking one, and that's really sick. And it's one of the rarer skilling pets too in game.
You're goddamn right.
Giant Mole's gonna get a... He's gonna give it an S tier, but I think I'm gonna give it a high A tier. Before the Chin Chomper after Zura. Just with the Metamorphosis option now is pretty cool for that one. Duke's getting a S tier. I'm gonna put it ahead of Sara and just after Leviathan. I think it's one of the coolest Desert Treasure pets with Leviathan. Possibly the coolest one, but boss wise it's very easy now. So, well, it's always been easy, but it's just an easier boss than the Leviathan. So I think for that reason it's just a little bit behind. The Nintendo dog. No, from Clue Scrolls, I'm definitely an S tier. Just trying to find where to put it. I'd probably put it here for its rarity and just said it's a very cool pet, the Bloodhound. So
that
yeah,
would be an
just
amazing
behind Jad.
thing if that happened.
Callisto is going to get a high A tier. I would put it ahead of Zura. It's just one of the cooler wilderness bosses.
No.
Actually, just realised Vedion. Put Betty on there. So yeah, that's about right, I reckon.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
I got this boss. This is a Supreme, I think. Or whatever. It's a range one. I'm going to put this...
You're goddamn right.
I think it's cooler than the DK one. I'll probably put it ahead of Vardavis too. Put it about here, I reckon. Sort of mid-B. Bandos is getting easily an A. I'm going to put it about here, I reckon, behind the Winter Dot one. It's just one of the coolest classic bosses, the big ogre sort of, yeah,
You better
big
not
ogre
be saying
goblin
what I
thing.
think you're saying.
Filthy language.
It's this one, the Cerberus. I'm gonna give this a high 80, I think. Put it there about behind Zura. It's one of the coolest Slayer pets for sure, but not as cool as the Hydra.
No.
Fishing pet. I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna put that behind Dark Core. It's one of the coolest skilling ones, and obviously I like the bird pets, so.
No. I think you should
S tier. I'm gonna give this for the Gargoyle flying pet. Metamorphosis. It can metamorphose into this, so. Gonna put this ahead of the Abyssal pet actually. KBD, that's a classic pet. I'm gonna put that.
I hope you're right about this.
Just in front of the giant mole pet. Raccoon. I'm gonna put that just behind Herbie. Just because it's an easier one to get, but it's very cool with the Metamorphosis too. Sriracha with the Metamorphosis being a easier boss to get involved with. And the Metamorphosis, I think this one's definitely a high B tier with the Metamorphosis. It's a very cool pet.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Temperance, I'm going to give it a high C tier. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's definitely a pretty cool pet. But yeah, just not probably my favourite pet. Spider pet, I don't really like at all. I'm going to give it a D tier. I'm just not a big fan
Goddamn
of it
right.
compared to the Sriracha one. Just never really liked that one. Vorky, I'm going to give Vorky a low A tier. I wanted this one a lot.
Hey, get out of here!
And then every man and his dog had it, so it just ruined
Are you
it a little
serious?
bit. Still a very cool undead dragon pet, Vorky. The Hummer from Corrupted Hummer from easily getting a high S tier, just behind General Greydor. It's one of the rarer pets, and it is pretty cool to get it. And it's a bit of a flex with the achievement.
Right on, man.
That's definitely getting S tier for the looks and the flex.
What is this shit?
What else we got here?
You better not
That's
be
getting
saying
an F.
what I think
That's
you're
the
saying.
fish thing. This is a Joel Nibbler or whatever. And obviously Zook. That's getting a high S tier. Just for me, the flex factor is obviously S tier, but looks wise probably more an A for me. But what it metamorphs into Zuck is definitely a miniature version of Zuck, and it's definitely an S tier.
Yes, absolutely.
Kelphite Queen's definitely going to be an S tier for me. I'm going to put it ahead of
indeed.
Alchemel, Hydra, and Jad. It's a classic pet, that one. And the Flying Metamorphosis is cool. Zamorak pet's getting an S tier as well.
Fantastic.
I think I put it just behind Sarah, to be honest. It's pretty cool, that Demon Warlord thing. Killtref or whatever.
Filthy language.
The Spider pet, I'm going to give a high A tier. The Metamorphosis options definitely make an S tier, but I think the baseline would be like where Om is in the A tier section for me. The Penice Queen, I'm going to give also a... I'm probably going to put it here for the flex factor with Barbarian Assault. So it's a bit easier with Fenanata Bow now. Grinding Barbarian Assault. But yeah, I think I put it ahead of the Raid Spider Boss pet. I think it's, Theatre Blood, that's right. Scorpia, I'm going to put as a high B tier, just behind Sriracha. I think it's one of the cooler wilderness pets too.
Bitch!
Obviously a much easier one to get in. You risk high level, but you just use
Are you
Welfare gear.
serious?
So Thammer and Scepter, you can camp that one pretty easy.
Bullshit.
But yeah, it's one of the cooler ones. And Tangle Root pet easily gets, Group pet gets, I'm going to put it ahead of the Corrupted Hunliff pet, and just behind General Greydor. So yeah, that's about where I'd put the Farmy pet. It's, is that my favourite skilling one? Yeah, so that's my favourite skilling pet by far, just with all the Metamorphosis options on it too. So I got a lot of the bird pets here, and
Yes, absolutely.
that's at the top. I just like these three pets. If I had them, I'd be very happy in game. And you know, any pets in here, obviously for me, with the Metamorphosis options as well, would be awesome. But this is my pet tier list. I'm not massive into getting pets anymore. I was for a time when I was pretty addicted to this game, but now I'm just sort of
You better not
enjoy
be
the
saying what I
game
think you're
without
saying.
having to hunt pets. And if I do get a pet, it's just part of the rarity of getting one, I suppose, and playing the game heaps. That's all it means. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this old school RuneScape pet tier list, and let me know what's your favorite pet and what you think of this pet tier list. Some of them probably a bit different, as it's all subjective, but I
That would be an
hopefully
amazing thing. if that
got
happened.
some that you might think are in the correct ballpark for rarity, etc. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, and stay tuned for the next tier list, and please like and subscribe the video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Congratulations.